Hey everyone, and welcome to another installment of Tom's World. In this video, we're back in the Chamonix State Park at Sarobia Garden, of course. I know a lot of people had questions and concerns involving the garden and how it was doing after the heavy rains and floods that we had, so let's go check it out. So before we go in the garden, I just wanted to call attention to this tree here. It's the tree that sits between that little house and the wall for the garden. And I was standing here the other day and I was talking with a few people, and we couldn't help but notice that at the time it had tons of those little immature spotted lantern flies on it. Today I don't really see many. I see one right there. And that kind of concerns me a little bit, because if they're liking this tree and the tree is already kind of leaning towards the right on the camera right there, and to the right is the very last standing building of Sarobia, I might have to have a little talk with the park manager and see if it's possible. I mean, it's a shame because this tree is so old and it's been here for a long time. It's a shame that it would have to come down, but if they're going to be eating it, which they are. One there, another one there. So they really are digging this tree, no pun intended. And if this should come down and crush the last building, then there'd be no buildings left of Sarobia, and that would just be the garden. And I'd really like to see if we could save this building. So anyway, I've babbled enough about it. So over here in the cold frame, already on the right side, you could see some sad looking nasturtium plants right now. They used to be a lot more green. They used to be a lot happier looking. I could see that someone has put some sticks in here to try to prop it up. It was all really limp when I came here a couple days ago. So I'm guessing it was the other volunteers that stopped by here just to put these little supports to keep them upright. Hopefully they come back. The little thing that broke over here before the rains obviously got bent over again. I'm guessing like this is deer stepping over it and just knocking it over. But you can see the milkweed on this side is doing pretty well. Whatever this was down here, we're not sure if we did plant it or not. It came up on my app as a type of coneflower, but I know it wasn't one that I put in here. And here we have one of the bee bombs. The flowers have not yet grown back from the last time they were pinched off, but they will. They'll come back. The columbine in here still looks like it's doing pretty well. I don't really see any of those leaf miner trails on this, so this one's probably going to be the shining star of the columbines when they come back. We have the coneflower right here, doing pretty well, but it is being chomped on a little bit. That's a phlox back there, I believe. That's been chomped on quite a bit, so we're going to have to put another type of these kind of cages around it so they can't reach through it. The black-eyed Susan right here is doing pretty good. It's got the little buds still going. They're going to open any day now. And the phlox back there is still looking very beautiful. Coneflowers right here also doing pretty well. We got a little spider in there. I don't know if you could see him on the video, but hopefully he'll protect from other bugs coming. The cardinal flower still doing very well. I gotta be careful as I step around these newer guys. You can see they're starting to have like little flowers on them, which is pretty cool. We got these little new guys growing in here. I know they're kind of hard to see, but they're still green, so that's a good thing. Another coneflower lost a lot of its petals. Phlox back there, ravaged by deer. Another coneflower that's been being picked on. But this was the one, if you remember early on in the videos when we first put the plants down, that wasn't growing as fast as the other ones were. So it's still doing fairly good. Some of the black-eyed Susan flowers on this one that are starting to open up a little bit, as well as this one. Got the two bee balm plants here. Still some petals left on that one and the other one. But as you can see in the background, that milkweed, yeah, I don't think that's making it. That's sad. I've been saying it for a while though. I didn't think he was going to make it. And then the nasturtiums on this side actually looking a little bit better than the ones on the other side, but they're still looking a little limp, a little sad. Over here in this little section, the Solomon seal still going pretty strong, being nibbled at a little bit by something. I'm guessing that must be bugs. And looks like we got some poison ivy growing in back there behind it, but otherwise doing pretty well. Over here, the ferns and the Hosta doing pretty well, including the different ferns that are down here. They may not look like ferns, but they are. It's just a different species. The columbines over here, they've looked worse than this. And again, I'm not really seeing too many of those leaf miner trails on those leaves. Of course, they're fairly new. These ones right here, also fairly new, as well as the little guy back there. So none of them really seem to be having a problem with those leaf miners, thankfully. Over on this side, the Hosta there is doing well, as expected. And the phlox that I put in, well, it's missing a few more flowers than it was yesterday, but you know, it's still hanging in there. I mean, this little fencing here is not tall enough for to keep the deer out. But I do notice a little. I didn't get him. It was a little spotted lanternfly. I just kicked him off. But still, it's doing pretty well. And the hostas here in the middle, of course, they're doing very well. The flowers, most of them are still standing upright. There are some in the middle that you can see that are actually laying down. The strange thing is the ones that are laying down, the flowers actually look healthier than the ones that are standing upright, because you can see they're a bit limp after all that rain. Some of them didn't open up yet, so we may still have a show going on for a little while. And I got a little friend who just happened to hop in the garden here. What's up, little man? What are you doing? You're hot, huh? And of course, the ferns we have on this side that the other volunteers put in here, they're doing pretty good. That little guy's still hanging in there. He looks healthy now. The wisteria bush still looking good. All those flowers that were showing up on it, which was the second flowering of the year, and I was to understand that this only flowered once a year, but apparently not. They were like right here, but they're all gone now. But there are still tons of those seed pods in there, so I suspect this thing is going to get a lot bigger next year. And then, of course, we have the phlox that I planted. The one bud is still there and hasn't blossomed. It's like right here. And no new buds have grown on it, so hopefully this thing isn't just like at a standstill with showing off. Over here on the chessboard, you can see that some of the grass has some damage from being flooded. I'm guessing that's what it's got to be. There's some there. There's some over here. Maybe we just need to get some kind of grass seed and put it down. But it's just sporadic in different squares, because some of the squares actually still look good, but they're starting to look a little thin. So like I said, we may have to get some grass seed or something. Of course, the problem with laying grass seed down with as much wildlife as there is in here, they'll probably wind up eating it. But we can try. Maybe I'll stop by and get some this weekend from Home Depot, and we'll lay it down. But that's pretty much the update. Except for one thing, we didn't go check to see if our friend was there in the little pond. And I do not see him. I did hear him a little while ago, but he was playing this game with me the other day where he was actually hiding in this little bushy stuff here. And every time I'd walk away, he'd make noises. And I'd come over and he'd be quiet. So, I don't know. I think he likes to play with me. So that is going to wrap this one up. I know it was just a short video. I just wanted to do a quick update so I could show everybody what the garden looks like after all that rain that we had. It was a lot of rain. It was like torrential downpours. There were places flooded that I never see flooded, but you know, we've gotten past it. Most of the flowers are still doing very well. The grass squares can be tended to, so we'll get it all fixed. But for now, I'm going to get out of here. Do make sure that you check out the Sarobia GoFundMe. If you have not seen it yet, go check it out. There's a whole lot of information there. And there's also a link back to my channel as well. But it's still going strong. We still have people donating, and I appreciate each and every one of you. If you can't give and you would like to spread the word, then please do share out the link. So if this is your first time here, make sure that you hit that subscribe button and make sure you hit that notification bell button right next to it. That way you'll be kept in the loop as to when I upload new videos and you'll be able to check them out. Also, give this video a big thumbs up. With all that said, I'm going to get out of here. I'm going to get in my car because I am sweating like crazy. So I will see you all in the next one. Make sure that you stay safe, stay healthy, and take care.